Hey everyone, Taku Kumabi here, and I hope you're doing well. And in this video, I wanted to talk to you about the very first Z-mount lens that I ever bought. In fact, it's one of the very first Z-mount lenses that was ever released back in 2018. I loved it then, and I still love it now. And that lens is none other than the Nikon Z 35mm f1.8 S lens. Now, I'm not going to go through any of the technical details of this lens. There are plenty of other videos you can watch for that. However, if you do want a quick summary, here is a quick specifications according to Nikon's website of the Z-mount 35mm f1.8 S lens. In this video, I wanted to share with you some of my thoughts on using the 35mm f1.8 lens over the years. And I'll end off this video with a quick slideshow of images that I've made from the first couple of years of using the lens with my Nikon Z7 body. I do want to thank everybody who's been commenting saying that they really like my photography. It really means a lot to me because first and foremost, I do consider myself a photographer as I venture into this journey of videography. Upon first release of the Nikon Z 35mm f1.8 S lens, it retailed for approximately 1,099 Canadian dollars. Now it can be had for as little as $949 Canadian, or even less if it's on sale. In 2018, Nikon came out with their first Z-mount bodies, the Nikon Z6 and the Nikon Z7, which is the one I have right here. At that time, they announced a few lenses along with it, native Z-mount lenses that is, and one of those was the Nikon Z 35mm f1.8 S lens. Now, I could have easily just used my F-mount lenses along with the FTZ adapter, but I really wanted to see what the Z-mount lenses were all about, so I ended up getting the 35mm f1.8 Z mount lens along with the Nikon Z7 body. I found that it paired really well, the combination of the compact and lightweight body of the Nikon Z7 and the relatively small and lightweight of the Nikon Z 35mm 1.8S lens. Now this lens and body combination was pretty much my everyday walk around lens kit. It was superb, very lightweight, compact, and I really loved the sharpness of the images that this combination produced right throughout the entire range of the image, even if I'm stopping down to f1.8. So why did I say that it may have been underrated? Well, when the Nikon Z 35mm f1.8 S lens first came out, I felt like it really didn't get enough coverage of it. Maybe it was overshadowed by the 50mm f1.8 lens or whatnot. And from what I was reading of it online, that is, a lot of people were saying that it wasn't very sharp, or the 50mm f1.8 lens was actually sharper. In my experience, however, I did find the 35mm really exceeded anything that I've used on my f-mount lenses. I did not use the 50mm f1.8 lens, Z-mount lens, so comparatively I don't know how sharp it is, but I can't complain about the sharpness of the 35mm 1.8 S lens. It was superior to anything that I had tried at that time, and I was literally blown away. Edge to edge sharpness, no matter what I was shooting, whether it was in low light situations or in pure daylight. Now, I never owned the F-mount version of the 35mm lens, so the closest to this was actually the 50mm f1.8 G lens that I have, and that was a great lens as well. Although now at 35mm, I do really appreciate the extra focal length that I have at the wider end. Now it's not as wide as the 14 to 24mm that I always used to use on my Nikon D800. Little did I know back then that the 35mm focal length actually hits one of the sweet spots for many videographers. Now back then I didn't do much video with the Nikon Z7, but now I actually often gravitate towards the 35mm lens when I do some video with my Nikon Z8 and Z9. It's not too wide that it distorts the edges, and it's not too narrow, so there's more context to what you're filming. There is a little bit of breathing when you're focusing from the foreground to the background, but it really didn't bother me when I was filming for my use cases. Did you ever use the 35mm f1.8 lens? Do you have it? Let me know in the comments below if you liked it or if you didn't like it. I want to hear more from your perspective as well. So now, here's a slideshow of images that I took from the first couple of years of having this lens with the Nikon Z7 body. I hope you like my images. Let me know in the comments if you do or not, and I hope you stick around to the end of it. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.